Very good afternoon. On behalf of the HSNC University SAARTHI, myself, Ms. Farah Kirawala, a faculty member from Bombay Teachers Training College and NEP SAARTHI faculty coordinator, welcome you on behalf of the University SAARTHI, sir. And today's 1 hour webinar is based on our theme related to digital transformation, which is suggested in our NEP. And without taking much of your time, I would now hand over today's webinar session to all the young SAARTHI leaders of our university. And this program has been organized from Bombay Teachers Training College, and students of Bombay Teachers Training College would be running you through the different areas and aspects of digital technology in relation to the AI and in relation to the academic bank of credit. Without taking much of time, I now invite Ms. Fiona Gardner, the student coordinator of BTPC of NPCRP, to kindly take over the session. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Fiona Gardner, Student Coordinator for NEP SAARTHI from Bombay Teachers Training College. The National Education Policy 2020 represents a transformative shift in India's educational landscape, placing technology and digital learning at its core of its vision for equitable, inclusive, and future ready education. Moving beyond traditional modes of teaching, NEP 2020 envisions an education system that is flexible, learner centered, and responsive to the demands of a rapidly evolving digital world. In alignment with the vision, initiatives such as SAARTHI embodies the principles of NEP 2020 by facilitating structured access to academic resources, monitoring student progress, and ensuring a seamless connection between learners, educators, and institutions. It reflects the policy's broader goal of creating an interconnected digital ecosystem that enhances both learning outcomes and administrative efficiency. At the heart of NEP 2020's digital vision lies the idea that technology is not merely a supplementary tool, but a transformative force capable of democratizing education. By, by leveraging platforms such as Diksha, Swayam, and ePathshala, the establishment of frameworks such as National Digital Education Architecture and the proposed Natural Educational Technology Forum, and the promotion of digital uses of AI and VR, the policy ensures that the high quality educational resources are accessible to learners across geographical, linguistic, and social economic boundaries, thus promoting innovation, ensuring quality, and providing guidance on the effective use of technology in education. Digital transformation is one of the most significant pillars of NEP 2020, redefining how education is delivered, accessed, and assessed across the country. The policy moves beyond the concept of emergency remote learning, popularized during the pandemic, and advocates for a sustainable integrated model of digital education. A key feature of this transformation is the emphasis on blended learning, which combines traditional classroom teaching with digital tools and online resources. The hybrid approach enhances flexibility, allows us for personalized learning experiences, and ensures continuity in tradition. Students can learn at their own pace through recorded lectures, interactive modules, and digital content, while still benefiting in person guidance and collaboration. The policy also introduces a shift towards data-driven and competency-based assessment systems. Digital tools enable real-time monitoring of student progress, personalized feedback, and use of learning analytics to identify gaps and improve outcomes. Innovations such as digital portfolios and the academic bank of credits further support flexible and lifelong learning pathways. Today's webinar is therefore a channel to update my fellow peers of HSNC University under the aegis of NEP SAARTHI of HSNC University Mumbai. Our today's webinar is aimed at acquainting upon digital transformation under NEP 2020 that represents a paradigm shift towards more inclusive, adaptive, and technology-driven education system. We are precisely going to emphasize on digital transformation by sharing the AI resources, the understanding of academic bank of credits, and the digital ethics and responsible uses of AI. Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Shifa Khan to present the first AI tool.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to speak on the Notion AI as a modern educational tool. So we all can see that the technology is becoming an important part of our life. It is changing the way we study, we work, and we manage our daily tasks. Earlier, we used to have separate apps for notes, for plannings, for reminders, as well as for the writing. But now, many smart tools combine everything in one place. One such tool is Notion AI. So first, let's understand what is Notion AI. Next. Notion AI is an AI-powered app that helps people stay organized and productive. It combines notebook, planner, task manager, and AI assistant in one platform. It can be used on both mobile phones as well as on laptops, so it is easy to access anytime and anywhere. This means that instead of using many apps, one person can do most of the work through a single app. That is why it is becoming popular among students, teachers, as well as in the professional setup. Now let us talk about its main features. Next slide. One of the most useful features is that it can summarize long notes into short points. This is very helpful during exams revision or when we need quick understanding of a topic. Another feature is content writing. It can help in writing essays, assignment, reports, emails, and other documents. So this saves times and give proper structure to the content. It also helps in making to-do list, schedules, and planners. For example, if someone has many tasks scheduled in a day, they can organize everything properly through Notion AI. It can also give ideas for projects, presentation, or new topics. So whenever someone feels confused or does not know where to start, it can be helpful. Along with this, user can store notes in folders, manage data in tables, and share pages with other for teamwork. Now, the interesting part is that Notion AI is not only for the students, but it is useful for everyone. Next slide. Students can use it for making notes, study plans, assignment, and revision material. The teachers, they can use it for lesson planning, classroom resources, as well as for organizing the reports. Professional, they can use it for project management, writing emails, and managing deadlines. An organization can use it for teamwork, goal tracking, and documentation. So it is a flexible tool that can be used in many areas. Now let us connect it with the NEP 2020. NEP 2020 promote digital learning, flexible education, skill development, and modern teaching methods. Notion AI support all this data in a practical way. First, it improves digital literacy because users learn how to use AI and modern digital tools. Second, it supports self-learning because students can plan their own studies, make schedule, and learn independently. Third, it helps in developing important skills such as writing, creativity, planning, communication, and time management. It also supports flexible learning because it can be used anytime and anywhere. Now let us look at some unique features that make Notion AI different. It can convert rough or unorganized text into proper structure content with heading and clear format. It can create tables automatically such as study trackers, planners, and task list. It also allows user to select text and instantly improve writing, shorten it, or make it more formal. This feature make it more than just a note-making app. It becomes a complete smart workspace. So to conclude, Notion AI is a modern digital assistant that help in writing, planning, organizing, and teamwork. It saves time, improves productivity, and makes learning and working easier. It is useful for students, teachers, professional, and organization. And most importantly, it supports the vision of NEP 2020 which focuses on technology based and future ready education. So in simple words, Notion AI help us work smarter, not harder. Thank you, and now I will like to call Varun Rana to continue further.
Okay, thank you. One audio.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you, Shifa Khan. Well, let us be honest. Doing a literature review is like drowning in the sea of PDF. You open a Google Scholar, you get 25 PDF tab open. Each paper says slightly something different. And we left wondering what does this research all is about. In my presentation, I will be taking you all through this tool, which gives you summarization of scientific literature intensity, identifying the research gap, research backed answers to all the doubts of this tool. Now, let us take you to a short introduction. An advanced academic, it is an conscience consensus is an advanced academic search engine used AI to extract the insight from research paper and scholarly article. Now, what is the unique about this AI tool? First, it presents verified information instead of random result. It shows multiple perspective on a topic, helps us understand the level of agreement or disagreement among the researchers. Now, let me give you one scenario where generating literature on the topic. The scenario, the example is if an undergraduate student is asked to write a research paper on effect of screen time on a sleep quality, then consensus research AI tool is very helpful to start off with. We we put the question in the we give a prompt in the on the AI tool. We ask the question effect of screen time on sleep quality, and this is how consensus generate us the research. If you see on the left hand side of the screen, you will see that there is a consensus meter. Now, this is the uniqueness of this AI tool. It gives you the percentage of other research which are done. For example, if you see 79% say yes, 11% possibly, 11% mixed review, and 0% says no. So this consensus AI meter help us to narrow down our search. Second, on the right hand side, there are research paper which has already been done on this particular topic. Now, the uniqueness of this conscience AI tool is there are citations which is given. If you see the second research paper, which was conducted in 2016, 552 citations. Now, when we click on these citations, it takes us to the paper, to the research paper which was already done. So, this is a very unique feature of consensus AI tool when we are doing literature review. The second scenario is when it is generally faced by the masters and PhD students. How to identify the research question or what is the gap in the research. Let's say engineering students are working on improving the concrete strength of the road. The student come across recycled plastic as a potential option, but have no idea whether it can be used or not. So over here, what we can do, we can go to consensus AI tool, we can prompt it, we can give a question, and then the consensus meter which comes up with particular answers. And if you see over here, it says that the recycled plastic aggregated concrete reduce, say the 43% of the research which was already done says yes, and 57% says no. Now over here, there is a difference. And when there is a difference, there is a gap. So the researchers can research on it. This is the very important aspect of this tool, which helps us whether we need to research on it again or not. On the right hand side of the screen, it says that different research paper which has been published. Now, it is also very important that researchers' time is saved. If you see 2023, 2022, 2020, the research papers are published in this particular year. So, if he wants to get into the latest research in a short span of time, consensus AI tool is very helpful. We move on to the third scenario, which says supporting your academic writing. Now, here is a scenario. A student is writing introduction section of the report or a research paper, but he does not have a text or research backing evidence for this paper. A student wants to start a research, but he or she might not be having the evidence, the proof. Over here, there is an example. Student want to research on intermittent fasting has been shown to improve metabolic health. Now let's see, after putting this prompt into the consensus AI, what result it gives us. If it gives us the percentage consents meter, 75% says yes in the research which has already been done, 15% says possibly, and 10% has a mixed answer. Now the unique feature of this consensus meter is we can break down. If you see on the right hand side of your screen, the percentage has been break down, and there are short summary which has been given to each of the particular aspect. And the most important thing, they have the research paper related to this particular answer. So the researcher can directly go and put a tap on it so that he gets the research paper. And these are the research papers after tapping or after clicking those particular aspect. Now, there are two key features of this consensus AI. First, study of snapshot and the filter option. Over here, the study of snapshot gives you a short review of how the study is going on. It also gives you classifications, it gives you various citations, so you can simply click on that and you can go forward with your research. And then you have the filter option. Filter option is a very unique feature where it shows you different years, when was the research conducted. If you see the first line, past 2 years, past 5 years, past 10 years, so you will get the latest research paper on one click. And you have n number of filters where you just have to put in and you will get every detailing which you need for your research. Well, I just like to conclude by saying that tools like Conscience AI are not replacing learning, they are enhancing it. The real power of education lies not in the knowing everything, but is knowing how to think. So over here, I end my presentation and I hand over to Zeba Sheikh, which will carry you further for Canva AI tool. Thank you.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be presenting on Canva AI, which is a powerful design and content creation platform that is transforming how students and educators can create, communicate, and collaborate. So Canva was founded in 2012 in Australia, and over time, yeah, and over time it has been evolved where they have also inculcate artificial intelligence around 2022 and 23, where through Canva AI it helps users to create presentations, posters, videos, and also documents easily. It has also been designed in a format where beginners as well as professionals who have an idea or don't have an idea of advanced design skills can also use this AI. So here are certain key AI capabilities and target audience. So the first feature of Canva AI is the AI text generation, where you can create various texts according to your will, giving just a prompt. Whereas the second one is AI image generation, where you can just text what type of image you want, in what sequence you want the images, and what scenario you want. You just need to give a prompt accordingly, and this AI will give you an AI image generation. Automatic design suggestion is an also another feature of Canva AI, where you get magic designs according to your will, according to the given prompts. Whereas also background removal and editing tool is another AI feature of this app, where you just give prompts accordingly to erase or uh, remove certain objects from your image and have a clear background removal. So the target audience for this Canva AI can also are students from various interdisciplinary courses, teachers and educators, whereas content creators and marketers. Also, businesses and professional users can use this AI. So you can see various examples on the screen, where the first one is the design. So accordingly, I've given a prompt where the design creates or generate multiple templates for my presentation, which is on climate change. Here we go on the second feature, which is the magic write. So here I have created an outline based on the demand and supply, where commerce students can have an outline of their assignment or project. On this feature, which is the magic write, you just need to give a prompt where you get an overall outline, and you can also edit it according to your will. And by a single click, you can generate various other documents or writing scripts which you want, and you can edit and refine it according to your will. The third feature is the image converter, where you can go through the Canva AI option. You can select the apps which you want to explore, or you can just go on text to image, give a prompt, and this is what I've created, which is a futuristic city at a sunset. You can also give the styles which you want your image to be, that is realistic, anemic, anything. And then you can also generate according to your assignments or writing matter which you have already generated to Magic Write. So this is another feature of Canva AI, which is code. Accordingly, here you don't need any coding languages required. You can talk to this AI in very simple language, where you can open Canva code, give a prompt accordingly. It can generate certificates and various other functional tool, which you can customize and publish according to your will. This is another. There are many more features in this app, but for graphics and visual representations, there are certain Canva options you can use. Also, there is an AI video generator by which you can create various types of videos and having relevance with NEP. As we know, Canva AI also supports NEP 2020, where we promote digital literacy, as Canva helps us build essential 21st century skills. It also encourages experiential learning, where various students from various categories of subjects have and supports hands-on and activity-based learning. Whereas it also supports multidisciplinary education, as it promotes blending of art, science, and commerce and various other subjects. It is also an tool which helps and enables creative expression of arts, data visualization, and also concepts and diagrammatic representations related to science subject. I now call upon Miss Ayushi Gala to talk about the academic banks of credit. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeba. I would now like to talk about Academic Bank of Credit. The Academic Bank of Credit is a national level digital system introduced under NEP 2020. It works like a bank, but instead of money, it stores your academic credits. The aim is to make education more flexible, accessible, and student-friendly. The ABC allows students to earn, store, and transfer and redeem credits. This means students are no longer restricted to one fixed path. They can design their own academic journey and learn at their own pace. Now, some of the key features are as follows. ABC acts as a digital storehouse using DigiLocker. It enables academic mobility so students can move between institutions. It also supports multidisciplinary learning, allowing students to explore different fields. At the same time, it ensures secure and verified records. Now, the functioning of ABC is simple. The process is as follows. A student registers and gets a unique ABC ID. When they complete courses, the institution uploads their credits. These credits are stored digitally and can be later transferred or redeemed. Now, for example, supposing a student studies 1 year in KC College and earns credits. Due to some reason, they have to leave that college. So earlier, this would mean losing a year. But with ABC, the credits are saved digitally. So later, the student can join another college, like maybe KJ Somaya College, and transfer those credits and continue with where they have left off. This ensures that no effort is wasted. Students now register through the ABC portal or DigiLocker to create their ID. Sorry. One major benefit is the flexibility. Students can learn at their own pace and choose subjects based on their interests. For example, a student can combine commerce with data analytics or marketing depending on their career goals. Now, certain benefits are the ABC allows multiple entry and exit options. Students can exit after 1 year with a certificate, after 2 years with a diploma, and return later to complete their degree. This reduces the problems of dropouts or wasted efforts. ABC also enables easy credit transfer between institutions. For example, if a student moves to another city, they can continue their education without repeating courses. All credits are stored in a digital locker, available 24/7, so there is no risk of losing records. So now I would like to invite Ms. Tanisha Jain to speak on digital ethics and responsible use of AI, a topic that is essential today to ensure technology is used in a safe, ethical, and responsible manner.
Hello everyone. I shall be talking about the digital ethics and responsible use of AI. So, as we know, we need to use any digital tools, including AI, responsibly. So, the UNESCO has given 10 guidelines for ethical use of AI, which are proportionality and do not harm, safety and security, right to privacy and data protection, multi-stakeholder and adaptive governance and collaboration, responsibility and accountability, transparency and explainability, human oversight and determination, sustainability, awareness and literacy, and fairness and non-discrimination. While these are the 10 guidelines given, as students, we need only to focus on 5 of these, which I shall be talking about in detail. The first is right to privacy and data protection. When using any AI tool, we need to only share information which is necessary for the output, not any personal or information that will put us at risk. We need to disable any cookies and tracking systems that might track our data. And we need to pay attention to how the data we are providing is being used to train the AI algorithms. The next is responsibility and accountability. So all the information that the AI generates for us, we need to responsibly go through it, verify it,
check all the links and sources so that we do not accidentally provide any false information. And if we do end up providing such false information, we need to take full accountability of our failure to completely check the work. And we need to ensure that our work is original. We do not need to completely rely on AI. We can use it to help us, but not to replace us. The next is transparency and explainability. So if we use AI in any of our works, we need to disclose the use and we need to clearly mention where we have used AI. So if in an essay I am using AI to come up with sources, then I need to mention it clearly that the sources were found using the help of AI. And we need to justify our use of AI. So we cannot use AI simply for the sake of using it. Whenever we use AI, there needs to be a clear reason behind it. The next is awareness and literacy. So we need to maintain good digital literacy and learn about the various tools, various technology and the recent updates and about the right and wrong applications of technology. Because technology in itself is neutral, but it is how we use it. So we should not use AI or any technology for that matter for any wrong work. And we need to put effort into using technology for the betterment of society, not just for the sake of using it. And finally, we come to fairness and non-discrimination, where we need to be cautious of biased outputs through AI because the way AI is trained, the large language training model, it focuses mostly on the information that is widely available on the internet, which, as we know, would prioritize people living in more city areas and people of a higher social standing. So we need to be aware of this when we get the outputs. And we should not use our AI tools for any unfair practices or for cheating or things like that. We need to use it responsibly. And we need to be conscious of the digital divide. The digital divide is wherein we have a divide between people who can use any kind of AI tools or technology and people who are not in a position where they can use such technology. And we need to be very mindful of that and help in lessening this divide. I would now like to call upon Ms. Hetal for the quiz session.
I request everyone to please scan the QR for the quiz. When you will give the right answer, sir. Kindly take up the quiz. The link for the quiz is in the chat box. Please give thumbs up in the chat once you are done with your quiz. Thank you. This is the overview of an result which the quiz which you have conducted just now. The quiz inside the board. It's okay. Now we will discuss the questions. The first question was under National Education Policy 2020, digital transformation primarily emphasizes on. The answer for this question is integration of technology to enable flexible and learner-centric education. Second question was which AI tool provides evidence-based answer from academic research? So the answer for this is Consensus AI, the tool which was explained just in the webinar. Third question is what is the primary use of Notion AI? The answer for this question was assisting in writing, summarizing and organizing the content. Fourth question, what is the purpose of academic bank of credits? The answer for this question is to store students digitally store and transfer academic credits, which is option 1. Fifth question was which feature is associated with the academic bank of credits? The answer for this question was credit transfer between institutions. And the last question, which of the following reflects ethical use of digital information? The answer for this question was citing sources and avoiding plagiarism. Thank you.
We will take up any questions that are there. You can just put it in the chat box and we will get back to you. In the meanwhile, I will be sending a feedback form. Kindly, it's already in the chat box. Kindly fill the form. The attendance will be counted through that only.
All right. So,
As you all have seen this particular session, the objective of this session was to guide the students a little about what NEP is talking in terms of the digital aspects, the NEP 2020 education policy, that is the new education policy 2020, what in the digital spectrum it is talking about, and what it is talking about, and at the same time, AI, which we have been using consistently all around, how this particular tool of AI we need to use, we need to adopt, no, we need to adopt so that we can certain these ideas of technology. For the ones I'm speaking from my
Sorry,
device,
Farah
but
ma'am, you're not audible. You could probably unmute yourself.
right. So I was just mentioning that this entire session of the NEP SAARTHI that we have was to acquaint all the HSNC university students to what our new education policy 2020, which has come into effect, is talking about the digital aspect. Our policy gives a lot of emphasis on the digital transformation. We try to cover two areas. One area is the technological tools, and we focus precisely on AI tools, in which we thought whichever were the generic tools which would be applicable to most of you, we tried to cover it and to explain to you in a hands-on manner what those tools were and how those could be implemented. However, at the same time, another important theme of this particular webinar was the academic bank of credit. The credit systems have been incorporated, and slowly it will come up more strongly. You will understand how the credits are being accumulated in your ABC account, how they can be reused. There are a lot of open courses that you can take up. That is, when you're studying one particular discipline, you can actually use the credits and study a subject of another discipline, and it's coming up in the picture. Next, it is also important for us to understand that when we use the digital tools, there are certain aspects that we need to cover upon. There are certain ethical aspects that we need to consider into consideration and not use the tool as the goal and just work it out around that. Use the tool as a tool and then augment your learning, enrich your experience of education, and make the most of it. So the idea of holding this webinar was to acquaint our learners of our HSNC University under the NEP SAARTHI about these aspects. So we keep the floor open. If anybody has any questions, you may unmute yourself and also ask. And if questions are coming up in the chat, we may look at them, and whatever at this level we are capable enough to give the response, we will definitely give it. Thank you. Okay, so with response to the question that has come up right now, are all research papers in consensus AI from reputed journals and peer reviewed? To our the student who has worked around consensus AIs mentions yes with regard to it. However, we would have not gone too deep into the tool at the same time. So, nonetheless, what we saw at the tertiary level while we were preparing for the tool, a lot of depth of the result analysis could be seen through the app giving the papers. So it needs to be explored more in detail, but nonetheless, definitely you will get a good range of papers. Thank you for the question. Anybody else has any other further questions? I once again please request all of you to kindly fill up the feedback form. I will request my team once again to share the link of the feedback form. It is already in the chat, but you can share it. Now I would invite Miss Fiona to take the session forward by proposing the formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to all present. It is indeed an honor to propose the vote of thanks for today's enriching webinar conducted under the aegis of NEP SAARTHI, HSNC University, Mumbai. I take this opportunity to express my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Shalini Sinha for overseeing the NEP SAARTHI of HSNC University, Mumbai. Thank you, ma'am, for your constant guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support, which have been instrumental in the successful conduct of this session. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Bhagwan Bulani, Principal of Bombay Teachers Training College, his visionary leadership for consistently fostering an environment that encourage meaningful and academic innovation. I would also like to sincerely acknowledge the efforts of all the HSNC NEP SARTHI teacher coordinators whose dedication, guidance, and meticulous planning ensured the smooth organization of this webinar. My appreciation also goes to all the students who contributed in putting up this webinar and the NEP student coordinators for their support in disseminating the information about this webinar. A special note of thanks to the technical team for the efficient management of the digital platform, ensuring that the session progressed without any disruptions, and my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants for their active involvement and thoughtful engagement, which truly added value to today's session. Lastly, I would like to thank the supporting staff for their cooperation and assistance at every stage. With this, we come to the close of today's session. Thank you all for your presence and participation. Have a pleasant day.